Hey guys, so OpenAI just announced GPT-5, their smartest, fastest, and most useful model yet, with reasoning built in. Yes, this is a GPT model with reasoning. So this isn't like the O3 or O4 models. This is GPT-5, and this is one of the GPT models that actually has some reasoning in it, which is interesting because for the past while, OpenAI has only really been releasing the like O3 and O4 models that aren't in the GPT line, because the GPT line hasn't really seen anything reasoning related for quite some time, except now they're finally releasing another reasoning model, and it's apparently one of their best yet. So we're going to go ahead and cover it in today's video. Let's get right into it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and read this article by OpenAI. So they have introduced GPT-5. So this is apparently what they call a unified system with a smart, efficient model that answers most like genuine questions, and in a deeper reasoning model, GPT-5 thinking, for harder problems, and a real-time router that quickly decides which to use based on conversation type, complexity, tool needs, and your explicit intent. So for example, if you tell it to think about it, it's going to, well, go ahead and think about it. So basically, this is meant to be a model that is more economical to run, but also provides reasoning by effectively making it really quick for simple questions that don't require the like enhanced thinking, but it also provides that deeper reasoning when needed, and it has a very quick, snappy model in the middle to determine which LLM to send it to. Do we use the reasoning model or do we just use the normal model? So it's meant to be one general AI system to fit all of these needs. And honestly, it's kind of genius. I'll give them credit where it's due. This is actually really, really cool. It's a very economical way of making a reasoning model, and it also ensures that there's genuine overall speed in the responses, and, it's pretty good. Credit where it's due. So this isn't just one LLM, it's multiple models working together to provide one overall service, which in this case is GPT-5. So this is, again, one of the best models they've made. They're outperforming benchmarks based off of previous models. Answers to questions are way faster, and it's apparently more useful for real-world queries. And there's also way less hallucinations, according to OpenAI, which, to be fair, some of it is kind of, how do I put it, their own words, so I'm sure when, like, independent benchmarks come out, we can see more for certain, but so far this seems to be one of their best models to date. It's great in coding, and it's also apparently really good in complex front-end generation and debugging larger applications. So here's some examples of what GPT-5 has created. So this is all by GPT-5 apparently. So here's apparently a simple little like obstacle jumping game. It's a little loud actually. I apologize. It's a little loud. I don't know why it's so loud there. But basically it's a little platform jumper game. It's not like the most amazing thing ever, but like, it's still pretty decent. It's not meant to be immaculate, but for something made by AI, it's okay. This is a little pixel art tool. You can draw things. There's multiple different colors. There's a typing game to try to see how quickly you could type stuff. There's a drum simulator, a little lo-fi visualizer thing. That's actually lagging my computer. What? Okay. By the way, I just want to point out, that lagged my computer when I clicked onto it. Okay, I got it. Okay. I'm not even going to try to demonstrate it. It started lagging everything out really fast, which I find really funny because I also have an M1 Pro Mac Like, sure, that it's like from 2021, but it still holds up really, really well even in today's age. It's still a really good computer, so I don't know how it managed to lag it out, but you know, whatever. But long story short, it's okay at programming, and it's gotten better with more fancy kind of front end things. As like we can see here, like this is okay. It's nothing super amazing, but it's okay. You know, credit where it's due. This is all right. It's apparently good at creative expression and writing now. It's also apparently really good at health-related questions, which I guess also goes to show that, you know, AI is going to be it's definitely going to start being used in like healthcare a little bit more and more. This is something I made a previous video on, where I kind of talked about how AI is starting to kind of seep its way into like more important industries over time. And like one thing that I mentioned, at least in that video, is how it's kind of making its way into, you know, like the courtroom, and AI is being used by law firms to kind of, you know, fill a similar role as like junior associates. And here, you know, GPT-5 is actually pretty good at health-related questions. Now, OpenAI does say that ChatGPT does not replace a medical professional. And you know what? That's true. It doesn't. And it probably won't for a really, 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 really long time. But it does offer, apparently, it's better with health-related questions. And apparently it has scored really well on a benchmark called Health Bench. Here's some comparisons. I'll leave a link to this in the description down below so you can see some of this for yourself. Comparisons between 4.0 and GPT-5. It can do poetry, you know, it can handle cancer risk questions, so, you know, health-related stuff. You know, writing wedding toasts. By the way, real quick, I just want to point out, OpenAI, get a new web designer. This is bad, okay? Like, real quick, just a sidebar for a second, because this is annoying me a little bit. I want to show you something on their page. I know nobody at OpenAI is like watching this video, but like if somebody is, get somebody to fix this. When your mouse is on the side of the page, you scroll the whole page, right? Like you can see my mouse cursor is right over here, and it's scrolling the whole page. If I bring my mouse cursor into this, it scrolls this. What should have been done, in my opinion, is maybe just when you click these, it shows both, so you can scroll the whole page and see the results of both, because you're scrolling both at the same time. It would have been a little better to do that, but whatever. I digress. Let's get back into the meat and potatoes of this thing. So, basically, as you can see, it scored a 100 on the AIME 2025 math results, which is insane. So this scored, on this one benchmark, a 100% with thinking. So with thinking, it scored a 100%, just full. It has scored a 100% while using Python as a backend to handle some of the math equations out. Without any tools to help handle calculations and stuff, it scored a 96.7. But using like an actual calculation tool, it was able to score a 100. Which, you know what, honestly, that's pretty dang impressive. Another benchmark, it scored a 31, which isn't bad, especially in comparison to other models where you're looking more at like 27 or in the 19 range. The Harvard MIT Mathematics Tournament, it scored a 100 on. PhD Science questions, 89.4. Humanities Last Exam, it got a 42.0 on, which is pretty impressive. We can see coding benchmarks here. Long story short, you can tell that this is a seriously impressive model. And you know what? Honestly, I'll give credit where it's due. This is a genuinely impressive model. Like, the benchmarks just keep going and going and going. It's better at multimodal reasoning. It's better at health-related questions. They even tested it out with more specific, like, industries and stuff. Like, for example, doing specific tool use for different kinds of industries, like airline, retail, telco. Like, it's really good. Like, and because it's a model that does both normal LLM and reasoning at the same time, with a small model in the middle to help figure out whether it needs to do reasoning or not, it's way faster at getting responses out. And even then, apparently it's faster with reasoning in general. So, OpenAI is kind of winning right now. Like, I don't... It kind of makes me interested, because I know Meta poached a lot of OpenAI's people and has spent a lot of money to try to prop themselves up. OpenAI is not is seriously throwing hands here. Okay, like, they're fighting back and hard, because this is like one of the first models I've seen that scored a 100 on a benchmark, a 100%, like, finished it without any errors. That's a big deal. So, now that we're at this point, it kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen next. I seriously would love to know. So, I guess what we need to do now is, just wait, see what happens. I'm sure Meta, especially considering that they've tried to prop themselves up, give it like a couple months, I'm sure Meta is going to drop some kind of crazy, super awesome model, because OpenAI released their open weight models to compete with Meta's open models, and now OpenAI released GPT-5, and it's apparently just genuinely one of the best models out there right now. And you know what? I'm just kind of curious to see what's going to happen. Unless any other contenders step into the ring, I think this part of the AI race right now is going to be a battle between Meta and OpenAI. Honestly, I think that's what we're going to see. It's Meta v. OpenAI. Sam Altman versus Mark Zuckerberg. Who's going to win this first? Because they're both propping themselves up. Because, well, Sam Altman, he's got OpenAI. That's kind of the household name for AI. And Mark Zuckerberg, he doesn't want to lose his place as one of the most valuable companies in the world. He doesn't want to lose Meta. And Meta's own social media just isn't really that relevant anymore. His social media offerings just don't really work right with most of the populace anymore, at least not in the US, and that's one of the major markets. So Meta, Facebook is still popular, like, abroad, but even that's weaning. Not many people are using WhatsApp. Not many people are even using Instagram anymore. A lot of people have moved on from Meta's offerings, and I think Mark Zuckerberg realizes this and is going, uh-oh, I need to do something fast to secure my place still. So he's starting to change industries, and what he's chosen is AI. And you know what? That's kind of a smart move to go. However, you now kind of just have to ask a very simple question: who's going to win this first? OpenAI, the household name that everybody knows, or Meta, a company known for social media, redefined in this day and age as an AI company? Who's going to get it first? That's about it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care, you guys, and remember to stay safe out there.